Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of my Storm fans out there. It's me, your captain speaking. If you give me just a few minutes, I'm going to make sure that everybody knows that this stream is starting right now. I'll be right back. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I think we've got everything figured out. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I had a little bit of a problem. My cat ran into my router. My cat sitting right there on my bench, and my router met up, unfortunately, but okay. Perfect. Y'all can see and hear me. That is excellent. I've got a few more things to kind of wrap up as far as just making sure that the stream is working. Just so that everything is going to be a-okay. Making sure that the stream is working. We should be good to go now, though. I think that that's right. I needed to do a little bit of Twitter sharing and okay. Video feed sharing, all that good stuff. Making sure that everybody knows that the stream is happening. So, sorry that it was a little bit of a rough start, but we're here. We're here now, and we're having a lot of fun. Let's get into the deck tech. So, this is the Epic Storm version 14.8. Let's get the sideboard over here so that you can see all of its glory. So let's just kind of move everything over in one column for now. This is Mind's Desire meets Galvanic Relay. As you all know, Mind's Desire recently got unbanned in Legacy. Everybody was completely blown away. I don't think that anybody could have guessed that we were expecting a Legacy unban, but we got it, and it's been fantastic. Last week I played High Tide, kind of the classic, what do you expect Mind's Desire to be played in as soon as it gets unbanned deck, and it was fine. I think that Bryant actually ended up playing a better High Tide deck than I did. Mine was a bit clunky, and then his has Cloud of Fairies and Snap and is a lot lower to the ground. Okay, fine. High Tide is a deck, but let's play the Epic Storm. That's what we're all here for, right? The Epic Storm is, in my opinion, I'm biased a little bit, but other people also share this opinion. The Epic Storm is the best Storm deck in Legacy at the moment. Not that Storm is very good right now, mind you, but with Mind's Desire, it got that much better. So, let's just read Mind's Desire. I know that we did this last week. However, This is such a cool card, and we're going to be stretching it to its breaking point. Mind's Desire, 4 and 2 blue, shuffle your library, then exile the top card of your library. Until end of turn, you may play that card without paying its mana cost. Mind's Desire also has Storm. So, you might notice something that's a little bit different than normal in the Epic Storm. We're not playing ad nauseum. We're actually leaning into 3 Mind's Desire, 3 Echo, 3 Galvanic Relay. This triple threat of Storm spells and Echo, a time twister essentially, to really power out a win, a combo win. We actually have the 4th copies of the triple threats, Mind's Desire, Galvanic Relay, Echo of Eons, in the sideboard. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see, Bandit Popper should be good with LED. Yeah, Dominique, that announcement was something else, right? Spitting your coffee out is at least the right kind of response. Matt Fons, planning on future High Tide videos? I could be. I'm interested in playing more High Tide. Last High Tide video was a donation deck. If you would like to see more High Tide, then that is something that you can donate towards and see for yourself. So, Newton, this is going to be a good night. Yes, absolutely. We've got some awesome emotes. We actually have a Mind's Desire emote now. No more Sad Naws. We've got Mind's Desire. Well, I mean, we still have Sad Naws, don't get me wrong. We also have Mind's Desire. So, let's Mind's Desire into Mind's Desire all night long, and it's going to be great. So, just a little bit of a heads up. We're actually playing Chrome Mox again with High Tide. With Mind's Desire, we actually really like to have as many blue cards as possible. Blue mana creators as possible so that we can cast it from hand. And with the ability to imprint Brainstorm, Echo, and Mind's Desire underneath a Chrome Mox, then this kind of mana acceleration is really nice. Another thing is we have Wishclaw Talisman. Oh, Bryant, that's so sweet of you. I am your favorite The Epic Storm streamer, but I am also, I think, the only one. So, can't really fault you for picking that one. But let's get into a little bit of the differences between previous versions and current versions, and that's the reintroduction of Wishclaw Talisman. Wishclaw Talisman functions really, really well with Mind's Desire. I know that, and I'll be punny, Bryant has gone ad nauseum over the strengths of Wishclaw Talisman and Mind's Desire, so I won't go into it in detail right now. But if we land a Wishclaw Talisman turn prior to our combo, then we have a counter-proof way of accessing Mind's Desire. So Mind's Desire already has Storm. It functions very well against stack interaction outside of Flusterstorm. And Wishclaw Talisman is an activated ability. It does not go on the stack like a spell does. You have to have a Nimble Obstructionist, a Stifle, or a Trick Bind to counter the activated ability. So those are some really good synergies between these lists. And it really works well if I'm giving my opponent a Wishclaw Talisman, but I'm killing them this turn with Mind's Desire. It's really not that big of a deal. Yeah, Alex, your Twitch career ended too early. We were all ready for you to fire off and get good, but just wasn't meant to be. Twitch was not the place for the Epic Storm to grow. So, without further ado, all of this stuff. We updated MonoU, all the MonoU updates, and all of my settings were likewise disrupted. So I'm going to have to get to that point. Oh, Disbrek to Void Slime. Yeah, Void Slime is a very important stifle effect. But, okay, let's start up with a league match, and I got to hand it to y'all. By the way, we were talking about increasing our members to get the Mind's Desire emote. We absolutely crushed it. We're only a handful. Are we a handful away of getting the next emote? Bryant, you're going to know more than I would. But let's actually talk about how you can support this content and channels like this by becoming a YouTube member. And we're gonna get into a league really quick and then run the ad.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, cyborg guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicsforum.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicsforum.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic.
It is almost time to combo, and hold on, I got my cat. It's gonna get in the way, but everybody say hi to Angus for the moment that he has on screen. So Magus of the Bargain. When I mulligan, do I try to get 3 to 5 mana sources? I hate to be the person that says, "Oh, context is so specific." Here we are in round 1. But context really is key here. I'm going to adjust this sidebar. There we go. But with the mulligans, it really depends. Like in the blind in game 1, if I don't know what my opponent is on and I'm trying to enact my own game plan, I can mulligan to hands that have action in them, or hands that have, you know, Rite of Flames and Wishclaw Talismans, and then I can go tutor up my action. This hand is, you know, a little mana short, but I think that that's going to be fine. I think I'm going to keep this, and I recognize that I could have a little bit more mana or acceleration, like a Lion's Eye Diamond would do wonders here, but I think I'm going to keep this. And Dominique, to answer your question, I have not checked out Chelsea versus Liverpool. I've been watching the Women's World Cup. Well, that's not really true. I've not been able to catch live games. Are we playing the mirror? We're playing the mirror. Oh no. My hand is not very good against the mirror. Especially when I don't get to untap and hold up Veil of Summer. So, Fonseca, I am playing the current recommended list, not some of the really cool hot tech that we've been theory crafting in the member section of the Discord. Y'all have been doing some amazing work trying to incorporate carpets, trying different things here and there. But I'm not going to be playing that tonight. This is the latest and greatest official version of the deck. Oh, my opponent misclicked. They miscounted. That's unfortunate for them, but I'm okay with this. So, because I drew this Brainstorm, I want Bloodstained Mire to get a blue source, but we don't have, and Bloodstained Mire can't get, Tropical Island. So I'm going to play out this Bayou to hold up Veil of Summer. So, Magus, the majority of the deck is actually mana, but if you're talking about initial mana sources versus non-initial mana sources and how you're counting Lion's Eye Diamond, the numbers get a little iffy. But Brainstorm goes a long way, and we don't need like 4 mana sources. I don't think that thinking about it in terms of specifics in that much detail is helpful, I guess. Our opponent has 6 mana. Are they desiring for 3? They are desiring for 3. Chrome Mox, Veil of Summer, Dark Ritual. Okay. Well, they have 0 cards in hand. And I think I'm going to cycle this Veil. They're so far away from being able to do something, and if they echo, then fine, they echo. But, yeah, I did find a mirror round 1, Alex. Yeah, LEDs do cost quite a bit, Newton. It's quite a lot. Okay, I am going to cycle this Veil. It's a very, very good card in the mirror, but with our opponent not having much to go off of, I feel pretty okay. The next thing I think I want to do is imprint this Brainstorm under a Chrome Mox and then Brainstorm. And I have this Shuffle. And I can use this turn to kind of set up and see where things are going to go. So I had 2 Mind's Desires for Commander. I have 3 more coming in. I'm pretty excited about it. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can Galvanic Relay here, and I can put back Wishclaw Talisman and Burning Wish, or Brainstorm and Burning Wish. Yeah, let's put back Brainstorm and Burning Wish. Play the Bloodstained Mire. Let's use this to get Red Source, Badlands. Yeah, Badlands seems okay. The obvious pair for Bayou is Volcanic Island, but I already have a blue, so I don't think I'm too concerned about that. You know what? I'm going to Wishclaw Talisman. I forgot that there's a Rite of Flame in my opponent's graveyard, so I actually got an additional red mana off of it, because that's how Rite of Flame works. So let's see what our hand has. So 2 Mind's Desires, Bloodstained Mire, Rite of Flame, Dark Ritual. So we're going to be able to Mind's Desire. This Bloodstained Mire gets a Volk. Don't I need double blue? I could get double blue, but like the Wishclaw Talisman kind of is a blue source if I need that. Okay. So Bloodstained Mire is going to get a Volcanic Island now. Rite of Flame makes a bunch of mana. Dark Ritual makes less mana than Rite of Flame does. Chrome Mox. Do I need to imprint? I don't think I do. And in fact, I think I want to cast Burning Wish. So this is 7, 8, 9. Oh, well, this is a little unfortunate. I can just cast Peer into the Abyss. Or I can cast Mind's Desire. It's going to be Desire, isn't it, guys? We're going to cast Mind's Desire. I think it is going to be Mind's Desire. To cast the Burning Wish first or not. Yeah, we're going to do the Desire. And I actually can get a Thoughtseize, perhaps. Thoughtseize my opponent. Just increasing Storm here. This is throwing for content, but that was good to know about. They drew a Veil. Let's see what this Desire for 7 does. So the problem with Galvanic Relay and Mind's Desire is this Desire in Galvanic Relay exile shows up right next to this Lion's Eye Diamond in Mind's Desire exile, which is a little unfortunate, but we should be good to go. So we desired into Desire, as a matter of fact. So we're cooking, as the kids say. Now, one of these, this one, can be cast until end of turn. So we're going to cast that one. And we hit a bunch of really cool stuff. We get a Brainstorm. I would Brainstorm to put this Burning Wish back, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so even though our opponent resolved a Veil of Summer, we are going to get to end them. Unfortunately, you know, this kind of is unintuitive, and the window moves back and forth. It probably is a little bit of a headache for all of the viewers. It is not a very good viewing experience, but as it stands, we are going to win. Okay. I'll get the Grapeshot and shot the opponent. Okay. LGS has a 15 proxy roll, making lethal goblins. No, we got Grapeshot. We don't have to make lethal goblins. We could do both, I suppose, but we don't need to worry about that. Yeah, we've got a Grapeshot. Okay, so nice, clean Mind's Desire that totally could have been a Peer into the Abyss, but man, where's the fun in that? Okay. So against the Epic Storm, we are going to get rid of the Galvanic Relays, and we're going to bring in the Thoughtseizes. Fairly straightforward boarding plan. Just blue, black. Yeah, we can target with red, white, or green, or colorless, I suppose. All right. Fairly simple boarding plan. And we're going to be on the draw, though. We were on the draw the last time. So this can echo. I don't think that we're going to do that necessarily right away. Aaron, yeah, Grapeshot being back is kind of nice. It is a value card. It's a nice sideboard plan in the mirror, or most combo matchups, right? Where Relay is not at its best because we can just pass the turn with a giant lethal, totally winning the game Relay, and our opponent can just win, right? It's not the greatest. Could Peer have fizzled if we didn't get enough mana versus Veil? It technically could have, but Mind's Desire was probably more likely to fizzle. Peer drawing half of the deck as opposed to Mind's Desire flipping 7 or 8 cards. There's so much mana in this deck. There's 4 Lotus Petals, 4 Mox Opal, 4 Chrome Moxen, 4 Lion's Eye Diamond. There's a ton of initial mana sources. I am going to keep this. We're going to see what our opponent does. I know, right? He did try to stop the stream from starting, but he was unsuccessful. So, Travis, I've had Peer fail on me once. I think Bryant has had it happen once or twice, and Alex has had it happen once. Oh, nice, Caleb. Hell, that's awesome. Nice wing choices, great content choices for your evening plans. Can't go wrong. Okay. Here, I think I'm going to... what's the drink of the night? It's just some leftover ginger beer. I don't have anything in it, but it could have been a Moscow Mule if I was on time tonight, but unfortunately that just wasn't the case. Play out all of these zeros. I think that this is a very clearly represented Veil of Summer, but I feel okay with this right now. I don't think that I need to look for mana. I am content just passing for the moment. I don't feel the need necessarily to go off right now, but turn 2, I might end step Brainstorm and see what's going on. See what I can make of things. Ukrainian vodka birthday. Oh, that sounds pretty tasty. I like it. Odds to not hit any 12 cards in 30 cards from a 60 card deck are pretty small, but it is going to be, you know, at minimum a 50 3-card deck, right? And then it can go lower than that. And odds are it will go lower, right? A turn 1 Peer is very uncommon. It's happened, actually, quite a lot, but it's uncommon. And it's only happened a lot because we've played a lot of games. But, yeah. Okay. Our opponent is given a think. I wonder if they're watching. You know, I have a hand hider. I can use a hand hider. This is a turn 1 Adnaz with Veil Protection. That's what's going on in my hand right now. Totally it. I doubt that they're watching. I mean, they're playing the Epic Storm. They probably know the website and all that good stuff, but I'm not going to worry about it. If they're stream sniping, then they need to be better. Okay, Wishclaw pass. Thanks, I like the hand hider too. I've got 2 of them. I've got a turn 1 that is Adnaz protected and like a reasonable hand. Okay, Alex. I had to brainstorm into a claw the other night just because I didn't have enough action to win that turn of the boot. Oof, that's rough. Okay, my question is end of turn brainstorm, or I'm just going to untap and brainstorm. I think that seeing more cards right now is more important. Taiga is potentially interesting. I would rather put back the Bayou. Okay. Can I make something of this? They're tapped out. I can echo now. If I put back Mind's Desire and Brainstorm. Yeah, Nick, I was thinking about Echo here. I can imprint Brainstorm to the Chrome Mox, play a land. I have the Lotus Petal open after an Echo. I kind of like that. Put back the Burning Wish. I don't know, maybe our opponent is playing something like a Surgical Extraction. Seems bad, but they could be doing it. Okay, Echo. They did tap out a Veil here, which is nice. Very convenient. So now I can Echo. I'm going to keep going. This is going to be an Echo with blue, blue, black floating, which is pretty good. Having the 2 blue open for potential Mind's Desire draw. Just keep going. And we didn't get there, but this Brainstorm might do something. It did not. Wow. That's unfortunate. Okay, so let's play a Lion's Eye Diamond and a Mox Opal. And that kind of, we're representing Veil, so that's something. But that was not as good as it could. It could be. We did hit a lot of mana in that second Echo. Concede? I don't know about that. Our opponent is doing a lot of things. They've got the mana to back it up, but if they end up echoing instead of anything else, my cat is very upset that I am not hanging out with him. But if my opponent echoes and I draw into a Veil of Summer, then I think that that's just fine. Yeah, drawing a Mind's Desire would be nice. Nick, how do you mean dumping Rite of Flames for mana? I'm not quite sure what you mean. Diminishing Returns brick or Double Echo brick? Double Echo brick, because the Storm is so much higher for that. Nick, that seems reasonable. I was kind of thinking something along those lines. I had the Veil, but we just saw that our opponent in game 1 was holding a Veil, and it didn't happen to change anything. Wow, look at this echo. Changing the content of our hand to a win, potentially. Let's see what happens. So let's see. Our opponent can do things here fairly reasonably. They've got a lot of mana in which to 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. They can do things. My cat is doing a lot of things today. What a goofball. Okay, you know what? I think I might incorporate the hand hider for a little bit. These pauses have definitely... Okay, Mind's Desire from hand. Wishclaw Talisman from our opponent. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. This is where we kind of just F6 and let them go through the motions. Burning Wish. Okay, this is lethal. I think that I will be incorporating a hand hider, unfortunately. They can hear me. I just don't necessarily think I'll have the opportunity to talk about the content of my hand. You'll just be able to see it in the battlefield. This is the first time I'll be using a hand hider. We're going to see if it is detracting from the content that's being created, because if the content suffers, I'm not going to use the hand hider. I'll use it in something if I'm, say, streaming a challenge, but if this is just a normal, legacy league, I'll probably not use the hand hider if it really sucks for all of you guys. So I have no idea what my opponent is doing. Move my hand hider up a few pixels. Okay. Can do. Okay, is that better? Okay. My opponent has the win. We do have Veil of Summer. Unfortunately, that ended up not working out. Well, Dominique, that's very kind of you. Not quite sure what is going on now. They've got the Burning Wish from Mind's Desire. We're echoing. What is going on? Okay, now I can just F6 through all of this. I mean, Storm has been lethal for a little while now. But I guess they know that they're on stream. Maybe a little bit of showboating for the camera, having a little bit of fun. It's not very often that you get to do all of this to a willing and able audience. I'll let them have their fun. So there's the Burning Wish, presumably Grapeshot. Okay, as long as they put it on the stack, we'll be good. Interesting artwork, pretty cool. Alrighty then. I'll have to turn that off. Okay. No changes in sideboarding or anything like that. They could be thinking the Epic Storm is not a simple deck to play. There are a lot of lines, but The things that they have done following their pauses were fairly obvious, so I don't know. Alright, we're gonna resubmit. We are unfortunately gonna put this up here just for a second. I would like to play first, and you're just gonna have to trust me that my hand is gonna be it's not the greatest. It's not bad though. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but I think that we can do better. I'm gonna take a mulligan. This is not as good, actually. This has a bunch of lands. This is 4 lands and a mulligan to 6. I'm gonna mulligan to 5. This is something. Ugh, gosh. Okay. Well, you can see this. This is garbage. So I actually should have just shown the hands before mulliganing. That's something I could have done if I was a professional content creator. But this one I'm going to keep. So I'm going to keep this hand hider up. So I got to put 3 back, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is unfortunate. Our opponent has kept 7. And we're going to play out a couple of our cards. We have 1 card in hand. Yeah, I really should have shown you guys the mulligans so that we can talk about those decision points. The first hand was a Brainstorm and a Veil of Summer, but only 1 land, and I don't have a tropical island. And then the second was really, really heavy on... It was kind of like the third one that I actually showed you. It was really heavy on Burning Wishes and Wishclaw Talismans, and it also had 4 lands. So it had Chrome Mox, Burning Wish, Wishclaw Talisman, 4 lands, which also wasn't very good. And then the third one that I showed you had no lands, or maybe 1 land, and not much else. Okay, so we'll play the second land. Okay. Hi, Leonard. Very nice to see you in chat. I don't know if this hand hider thing needs to be a thing, but we're going to just try it out for a little bit, and thank you all for bearing with me. If this does get to be a little unbearable and not a reasonable, enjoyable experience, then you just let me know, and it's gone. And people can just stream snipe to their heart's delight without any issues. Andy, so you don't understand. So our opponent was likely... What's the point of broadcasting then? Reasonable question. I have it here just so that we're prepared for me streaming a challenge upcoming, maybe. That's kind of why I was doing it. But part of the appeal is not just the gameplay, it's interacting with the streamer. So there's multiple reasons to watch a stream. Making the game decisions is only one reason that people watch streams. But is Desire as good as the hype? I think so. I think that that's a very reasonable card. I'm excited about playing it in Legacy, and you know what? I think that people are drawn towards it. It's probably not as good as everybody thinks it is, but who knows? Okay, bye. Well, see you later, Andy. Nice having you around. Thanks for interacting with chat. But so reason for cutting the Misty. We were down another land. It's because of the Chrome Moxen. We actually are up mana sources, and Mind's Desire hitting lands is not as good, and we're really leaning into the relays and the desires and the echoes. And when we echo or desire or relay into more lands than we want, we can't really do anything with those, but we can do things with Chrome Moxen. So that's kind of the reason for cutting the last fetch land, the Misty, and Misty over Verdant. You know what? I think that's right. Misty is probably better, but that's what the 14.8 list is playing, so that's what we're playing tonight. But I do seem to remember that was better. We got some retracted messages from a moderator. What? Okay, so this looks like an echo of Eons, just for what it's worth. Our opponent maybe had the opportunity to do other things, but didn't. Not sure why. But we get to capitalize on this card in our hand, so I'll show, since this is about to pop off. Yeah, our opponent, so this is my hand. It was Veil, Lotus Petal, Lion's Eye Diamond, land. So there's the Echo. I wonder if they're gonna pop the next one. They should. And they do. Okay. How are they going to float their mana? They're floating it correctly. I think that floating to blue is very important. Okay, let's get a Taiga. You know what? Thank you, Bryant, for policing. I haven't really been watching chat as much right now. I'm kind of trying to... Ooh, well, this is a good follow-up. Our opponent has unmulliganed us and maybe did not get to a point where they have a successful Echo. They have 4 mana floating, or available to them. Brainstorm is great. Brainstorm is great for me. The fact that they weren't immediately ritualing things out or casting zeros is very comfortable. Yeah, Alex, it was a little bit of an obvious fail. I think that was very telegraphed. I kept that hand for a reason, and it didn't echo on turn 1. So, you know, even without the hand hider, I think that was a very obvious tell. Okay, our opponent is doing things now. Okay. Our opponent has a lot of mana. 7 mana. Oh, that's exactly what that means, Alex. That's exactly what that means. Oh, I wonder if this is going to be another Echo. Are they going to Echo and give me 3 Wishclaw Talismans? They can. They have 2 cards in hand. They cannot yet... Mind's Desire. They need 1 more mana to Mind's Desire. Oh man, Bryant, I like sardines. Sardines are delicious. I don't know if Alex smells delicious or not. I'll leave that up to you. You can be the decider on that one. Elderberries. Okay, we are getting another Wishclaw Talisman. There's a couple of things that can happen. Oh, they had a Burning Wish. Oh, they could have done something. They could have... So, okay. They got a... Well, you know what? I actually don't know if they got... I don't know what they got. But... I think that they had an opportunity to Mind's Desire there from the sideboard, and they didn't. Which is unfortunate for them, but not for me. Oh, Hellion. Yeah, my cat is right here. He's always very close by. I'm already Veil protected, by the way. So this is Angus McDonald. He's a very good boy. I have already resolved a Veil this turn. All y'all wondering why I didn't do that already. So yeah, I kind of am just twiddling my thumbs. I have the opportunity to end of turn brainstorm, I guess. I don't think I need to do that, but I guess I can just pass until the end step. That's all fine. Now I'm just covered in cat hair, so I hope that that was all worth it for y'all. He's giving himself a bath, so he's like a little damp right now. Tunak music. You know, you were saying something about that earlier. Let's see if I can find it. You said something about like as a music artist in India. That would be kind of fun. We are going to maintain a strictly copyright-free music scene in this stream, but you know, I might listen to it afterwards, just to kind of have a little fun on my own time. But you guys can certainly listen to Tunak if you want to while watching the stream. But no copyright music here. This is all Stream Beats, which is literally the company that has, you know, DMCA free music. It's awesome. I don't know what this person is doing. They have 5 cards in hand, 2 available mana. There's a lot to go into a combo turn. Oh, they're giving me their 4th Wishclaw Talisman. And we're echoing again. Rite of Flame. Oh, a Mox Opal. Okay. How are we doing here? We have 4 cards in hand. We've used 2 of 4 echoes. 5. Oh, okay. So they have a Burning Wish. So they need to hold priority. They need to cast this Burning Wish, holding priority, sacrificing the Lion's Eye Diamond, and that's a Grapeshot. There it is. They did it. It was pretty slick. I am at 19, but they have Storm 20. Get him a baseball tee. They did it. That's a little unfortunate. I mean, they are at 5 minutes. I think that that is just that little rub in. We lost the mirror. Probably the exact 75 too. How unfortunate. Okay, but at least the Epic Storm won. Can't be too mad about that. Even though, you know, maybe their artwork choices weren't my personal favorite, but everybody's got that bling bling and they can bling however they want. All right, let's get started on match number 2. They're a skilled gamer. They won a difficult matchup. Playing the mirror is very hard. It is not a simple thing, and they did it. So props to them. All right, let's start another match, and let me tell you about some awesome ways that you can play the mirror and make it easier. The Epic Storm Mini Token Pack.
Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game.
And we are in fact back, and our opponent has yet to arrive, but that's fine. Taking a break from the mirror. It's a lot easier than it used to be, I will say. The mirror without Grapeshot It was a wild, wild time. It might even be more difficult with Mind's Desire, or more clicks at least, more time intensive with Mind's Desire being a thing. Oh man, the mirror was a very strange place. It was all about who could make the most goblins turn over turn over turn, and then you pulverize. You give your opponent all of your Wishclaw talismans, then you pulverize, then you echo, and then you draw all of these cards back again, and you refire. It was wild. Okay, match number 2. Here we go. Mirror is still 50-50 matchup. Yes, indeed. That is how math works. I'm not super in love with this hand, but it can echo here in like 3rd turn, and it's got Veil. This would be fine in a blue matchup, fair blue. Which deck do I think is the best Mind's Desire deck? I think it's this deck. Runner-up would be a High Tide deck, but High Tide suffers really, really heavily from the Orcish Bowmasters, the One Rings, and oh wow, this is. Oh, okay. So we get to Veil of Summer potentially next turn. So all combo decks are kind of struggling right now against literally the deck that we're facing, which is this kind of scam shadow deck. It's a toughie, that's for sure. Okay, Bloodstained Mire can get a Bayou, so we're holding Veil. And we're going to play just kind of a turn behind because we're on the draw. Yes, I get it. But we're also going to just make sure that we're holding up Veil of Summer all the time. This is a deck that isn't impossible to beat. It's just kind of annoying, right? It's a tough matchup. I think it's a little under 50-50. I don't know. We could check my data sheet, but this is a quick clock. If they reanimate this, go to 11, play a shadow, wasteland me. Ooh, they got a couple of trolls. Okay. 2 watery graves. There's the second one. And reanimate. Look at that. Okay. They're at 9. Are we going to play a shadow? No. Okay. Good morning, Ulik. Welcome to chat. So, if it's morning for you, you're in Europe. Whereabouts? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This could echo with Veil Protection. Japan. Oh, I'm really, really bad. That was horrible. We're going to attempt to echo with a bunch of mana floating. Let's start off with the Underground Sea. Play the Dark Ritual. Let's see what happens here. Okay, it resolves. Europe is the middle of the night. Yeah, it's the opposite direction. That was bad. Europe is later than us. Japan is, well, technically even later, but they're early on the next day. Okay. Let's try a Burning Wish. See what happens here. Oh, it just resolved. Do I get a Galvanic Relay here then? I think I get a Galvanic Relay. I was not expecting this to resolve. So, Relay it is. Get the Badlands. Cast the Mox Opal. Oh, the jerk. Well, first off, welcome back. Really either a fortunate or a really unfortunate name. I can't tell, but it's fantastic. Okay, Europe's 2 a.m. It's 3 a.m. in Europe. Oh man, that's rough. The Common Connoisseurs. First off, great name, but yes, it is a live stream with the Epic Storm. It's gonna be a fun time. Okay, Orcish Bowmasters. We go to 17, and then we're gonna go to 6. Is that 11? No, I'm sorry. No, we're gonna go to 8. Let's see what happens. Are they gonna shock things in? Oh, by the way, I think I made a decision point and I didn't actually discuss it. I could have tried to Wishclaw for a dark ritual and grab a Tendrils of Agony from the sideboard, but if my opponent actually had interaction, then it would have all folded, which is why I went with the Galvanic Relay. I don't think that I mentioned that at all, and I probably should have. And our pile is Lotus Petal, Lion's Eye Diamond, Lotus Petal, Volcanic Island, Galvanic Relay, which is more than enough to win the game next turn, and we're really happy. So, excellent. Our opponent concedes, and we move on to game 2. Competitive Pauper Commander. Wow. Okay, that's pretty awesome. That's a really, really cool niche. Focused on that, and that's what you play. But I'm glad that you're here and keeping track of this. I'm glad those are some really awesome content creators to watch, and I am lucky enough to kind of be a part of it, even though it's only Thursday nights. So, for this matchup, what we're going to do is we're going to board in Abrupt Decays and Tendrils of Agony. They're a heavy discard deck that also plays Surgical Extraction. So if they discard a Burning Wish and Surgical it, we're up creek without a paddle. So we're not going to do that. And we're going to take out an Echo of Eons. We did see the Bowmasters. It's potentially a problem, but that's just really going to be the thing that is least likely to win us the game, the engine that is least likely to win. And then we cut a couple of mana sources. So, Magus, yes, we do. Just not all of them. We can still beat a Bowmasters. We do all the time by echoing. I've even beaten Bowmasters with a Peer into the Abyss resolved. It's a good time. And this hand is a very keepable hand. We're going to keep this one. And we're going to try to do things on turn 2 with this Galvanic Relay. I would... Oh, okay. Well, maybe less so now. This might be the dreaded scam version of the deck. Grief, pitch Grief. They're going to take a card. They're going to play a land. They're going to reanimate Grief, take another card. So something tells me that the Brainstorm and the Galvanic Relay are going to be completely gone before we even get to untap. But such is life. To quote John Wick 4. Ooh, Wasteland. They're not scamming. Okay, so this is a cycle. Okay, I really wish that we could do something, but I'm kind of worried we're going to get discarded again. Okay, they got a Watery Grave. They're going to shock in the Watery Grave. Is this a Thoughtseize? It is a Thoughtseize. They take the Galvanic Relay, and we're hoping for a Thoughtseize bug. This is a Death Shadow deck. This is Death Shadow Scam. It's kind of the new hotness right now. Singleton 3 mana Wish make any sense, or mainboard Tendrils? probably just the main deck Tendrils. Our opponent will potentially fight really well against Burning Wishes, and then we can just go get the Tendrils, and little spurts of Storm are going to be enough to kill them because, again, they're a shadow deck. They're going to be dealing themselves a lot of damage. If they have another land and they hard cast a Grief, then okay. Not doing... We're not that far away from just like a lethal Tendrils. The Exile Zone. This is gonna be lethal. This is a very keepable hand. Zeros, I think. Zeros, I think. Is that true? So Newton restarting is not a bad idea. It hasn't worked in the past. It's just a little bit tough on the stream. It'll shut the stream down, and I don't want to do that. Okay. Shocking. Are they going to reanimate Grief? They are going to reanimate Grief. Okay, we've got a scam going. No match, because we totally didn't win that match. We're still playing it. Okay. 2 cards in hand. One of them is probably... Okay, it's a Force of Will. Okay. We did lose the game. Unfortunate. We are starting off 0-2, 1 against the mirror, so 50-50, I guess. And then against a difficult matchup, but not unwinnable. Flusterstorm the Tendrils, no. So they were at 11, and I had 6 Storm total. So I was gonna deal 12 points of damage. They had a Stubborn Denial, which I had the mana to pay for, except with the Death Shadow on the battlefield, they just let every other copy of the Tendrils resolve until the last one. And Stubborn Denialed it, and they had whatever the keyword on Stubborn Denial is turned on, because Death Shadow was a 12/12 at that point. And they were able to come back and win. I could have Mind's Desired instead. Mind's Desire for 7. No. For 6. And attempt to win. I just went for lethal right away. Still freezing up in... We are back. Okay, cool. I guess that's fine. We're in and out, I suppose. But if you guys are here, then here's some ways that you can engage.
If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us.
Alrighty, and we are back. We are waiting on our third opponent. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for kind of bearing with me. I do apologize. I'm really sorry that it's difficult to watch. I did a speed test, and my speeds were great starting out, and then we just hit some bad spike, and I'm not sure what's going on. The weather is lovely outside. It's just... I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, well, I hope that y'all are checking chat, and unfortunately, this is gonna be just how it is for now. I apologize. But we are paired against our round 3 opponent. Hopefully it'll all be better in the VOD for what it's worth. And we're gonna mulligan this unkeepable 7. I mean, I guess every hand is keepable, but it's not gonna be good. We are gonna keep this hand. We're gonna keep it, and we're gonna put the Chrome Mox to the bottom. And I'm gonna just message everybody and hopefully actually the YouTube video will be fine for everyone. So, we'll see. We'll see. Our opponent kept 6. Okay. Oh, Taiga, Sylvan Safekeeper. Okay, it's not the mirror. Oh boy. It's probably like Naya depths or something like that. Got really worried there for a second. Taiga. Okay, okay. I'm gonna take 1. Okay. Here we go, here we go. Let's try a brainstorm here. I could relay here. That's not a bad idea. If I put back land Burning Wish, I can actually Wishclaw Talisman and relay. Kind of like that. Okay, here's a Taiga. So this is 6 mana. I could also try to empty the Warrens, but that's... Let's see how much that would be for. No, I can't do that. I can't empty the Warrens. This is only 5 mana. So I can Burning Wish and relay. So let's get here, let's get a... Should I get a Mind's Desire or an Echo? Probably an Echo, I think. That's a good follow-up, potentially. Yeah, and then a relay here. Okay, and our relay hits something. It's Echo, LED, Chrome Mox, and a bunch of lands. Okay, well, I'm glad I have the Echo in my hand. Let's see what happens. Our opponent might end up doing something that doesn't matter. They are Naya depths. This is a Knight of the Reliquary? Sure thing. Sure thing, Hoss. They're going to swing in for 1. And we got something going on here. Another Wishclaw Talisman. Not quite what I was hoping for, but we'll see what happens. So this is 6 mana. I could hard cast Echo, or I could just flashback cast the Echo. And I think that I'm going to flashback cast the Echo, and I'm going to float blue. Or, no, just... I'm just going to float a blue. because I have all the other colors here, Underground Sea and Taiga. Just in case. Okay, so this is another relay. Or how much mana is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is going to be much better than that. I think that this is just going to be a win. Okay, let's go for a Wishclaw Talisman. 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, this is a win. Done. Let's sack for black. Red, red. We've got everything that we need. This is the requisite 7 mana to activate Wishclaw Talisman and get Burning Wish into Tendrils of Agony. Okay, turn 3. That was pretty cool. I know that there's going to be a severe drop-off on this stream. I appreciate all of you that are still sticking around or trying to kind of come back and watch it later. I'm really sorry. I get that it is pretty unwatchable for you all, and hopefully the actual video is going to be better. But if you use Newton's suggestion of kind of lowering the quality, then you're going to be able to potentially combat that. All right, so our sideboarding plan is out 3 relays and out 4 Veil of Summers. Cards that we don't really care about. I know that relay 1 is the game, but that's not necessarily going to always be the case. And then we're going to bring in the Thoughtseizes, Chain of Vapors, and Abrupt Decay. They're likely going to be playing Collector Oof, their Green Sun Zenith deck, and they might even have some other hateful permanents. So that's the goal. I'm going to keep this hand. We're going to trust Brainstorm, but we're on the draw and we have an Abrupt Decay. I think that I'm okay with this. Mox Diamond. Okay, okay. Deafening Silence. Well, that's kind of unfortunate. Our opponent. Really don't know what that's in response to, but we'll see. Hopefully just with the goblins, because that is topical. It's like that is the good time to talk about it. I just don't know how delayed things are. Okay, this is a Green Sun Zenith for 1. Okay, I wonder, I doubt they have Tabernacle, but they might. Hey Varlas, welcome to the chat. Just in time for the beatdown, indeed. Okay, so this is actually pretty good because even if they have something like a Tabernacle, I can actually pay for lethal goblins. Okay, I'm pretty okay with this. I think that everything is back and working. Run a little speed test just to make sure, but seems like this spike is better. I'm watching the stream on my phone and it's about... Oh, nice. Excellent. We got there. Okay. Goblins wins. Goblins is one of the best storm cards ever. Can't tell me wrong. Can't tell me otherwise. There we go. Can't tell me I'm wrong. The other way to say that. Yeah, Varlas, it has... we've played against Tunak with the Epic Storm, the exact mirror, and we lost the mirror. And then Goyo315 was playing Death Shadow, the scam shadow list. And then we just beat Oof. So we beat Naya Depths. Well, we didn't actually beat Oof. We didn't actually ever see that, but beat Naya Depths. So that was pretty good. We're going to keep this train rolling, hopefully. And let me tell you about one of our sponsors. Awesome, awesome sponsor. We're really happy to have them. Moxfield. You can actually check the deck link in the video description below for the Moxfield link. And it's a super awesome website. You all know and love it. Just hear about it a little bit more.
Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks.
All right, and you probably already heard it because I can't mute these things, but we are paired up against our fourth opponent, and we're on the play, so we're going to play. And this is an unkeepable 7, so we're going to mulligan that one, and we're going to keep this hand. This is a turn 1 Echo. Sure, why not? Let's go. Let's do this. This is a turn 1 Echo with quite a bit floating, so that's just fine. Ooh, Nick. Okay, so you know what? I think I had someone that was asking me about a time skip in the YouTube video, and that might be the reason why. Just like some lagging from my end to YouTube, and it's not actually being able to capture all of that because I'm not recording natively. It's all just being broadcast to YouTube. Okay, this is an F6. I appreciate that. Lion's Eye Diamond. Turn 1 Echo of Eons. Let's float blue and black. We have a lot of red cards to imprint, or we can just find our red cards with a red land. Okay. Let's relay. We have Burning Wish, Dark Ritual, Chrome Mox, Mox Opal, Rite of Flame, Lotus Petal, Mind's Desire, Veil of Summer, another Mind's Desire, and an Underground Sea. I could Echo again. With 3 floating. Sure, let's do that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is just lethal. I don't even need to give my opponent a turn. Could also Mind's Desire. Mind's Desire plays around another piece of counter magic. Like if our opponent has counter magic, this plays around it nicely. So I'm not gonna get got by an F6 or anything like that. Let's do it. Mind's Desire has been pretty good, I will say. Mind's Desire and Relay has been exceptionally good. Okay, so this is lethal for sure. I would just like a... Well, we didn't get any kind of Veil of Summer. but that's fine. This will be our Veil of Summer if we need it. But it doesn't look like we need it. Our opponent is pretty F6'd. Our opponent was a very, very good trooper, playing all this out, letting us do that. Okay, so we did a little bit of everything that game. We echoed, we relayed, we Mind's Desired, and then we Tendrils for 26? 26. That was kind of fun. But we didn't get to see what our opponent was doing. So, I have no idea. Yeah, Varlas. So, the Mind's Desire could be considered win more in that situation, but it allowed us to play around a potential choke point, which was that single Burning Wish. If I cast that and attempted for a Tendrils win right then and there, then that could have been stopped by a single piece of counter magic. Obviously, it's a little bit weirder because I had a giant relay in the tank ready to go for my next turn, but I didn't have to untap. So I think that that's just fine. Okay, our opponent, Nap the Dark Mage MJM. Okay, I'm going to not board. I could board into like a matchup where I think that I need to be playing against non-blue, which would be the Abrupt Decay's Chain of Vapor Thoughtseize, and take this out. I could bring in Abrupt Decays, and that's it. But until I actually see something from my opponent, I'm not gonna do anything. We still are a Burning Wish deck that can get Grapeshot and Pulverize for problematic permanents if that's the case. But until I know more, I'm just gonna leave everything as is. Also seems like my internet is working again, which is fantastic. I'm really glad that that has kind of come back. We lost a lot of our viewers, unfortunately, but there's 36 of you around here, so I appreciate every single one of you. I love you. I'm gonna mulligan this hand. I'm gonna mulligan this hand. Mulligan this hand. I'll keep this hand. What does this do? It relays in a little bit. So I can put back Veil of Summer, Wishclaw Talisman. Sure. Veil of Summer, Wishclaw Talisman. I'm 1 mana away from... oh, the jerk. It was totally my internet. That was not you. It's definitely me. Oh, we're against combo. Well, I shouldn't have this Galvanic Relay. Oh, no, we're not against combo. Okay. Well, how about that? This is exactly 14.8. No tweaks or anything like that. This Verdant Catacombs should probably be a Misty Rainforest. At the very least, that is a mistake from 14.8, but that's what I'm playing right now. Well, I was playing before our opponent said no more fun. So we're gonna sideboard accordingly. The connectivity is remedied. Yes, absolutely, connoisseurs. I appreciate you sticking with it, and we are back. Ugh. It's rough. It was a rough time. I would like to play first. Thoughtseize, Abrupt Decay. This is very disruptive. Brainstorm can potentially find land 2. I think I need to mulligan this. I get that Thoughtseize is a good card, but not having a good follow-up is not does not make this hand keepable. Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna mulligan Nick. If I had a way to turn with Mox Opal on, I would. But I don't have that Storm Riz. That's all Brian's department. So I can't turn it on. Metalcraft, not my thing. I think this is gonna have to be a mulligan as well. This is also a mulligan. The thing is, we have 4 LEDs and 3 Echo of Eons in the main deck. We can mulligan more aggressively. I'm gonna mulligan this one. 4. Can I land Lion's Eye Diamond, Dark Ritual, Wishclaw Talisman, and Echo? I can. Oh, we've got a friend here. I really need to get a cat cam so he feels included. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. See how things go. We are going to Echo on turn 1. We have to get underneath anything that they have. Where's the cat cam at? I can barely even have enough internet for 1 cam. I can't do a cat cam 2. That's later on. Okay, so I can imprint Thoughtseize, Dark Ritual, the Wishclaw Talisman out. It's not great. So what I think I'm gonna do actually is Chrome Mox imprint the Dark Ritual and Thoughtseize my opponent. Hi, Imperial Lotus. Yeah, I think I need to be disruptive. My hand kind of fumbled, but it's not bad. And their hand is bad. They have no lands. They can Wishclaw some, like a soul land if they need it, with the Simian Spirit Guide. But we're gonna let them hopefully putter out a bit. Do I play out Mox Opal? No, I don't play out Mox Opal. Okay. Of course they do. Of course they do. Look at that. Could you imagine a world in which they didn't just automatically top deck a soul land? Okay. Yeah. Sure thing, man. Chalice of the Void on 1. Luckily enough, that doesn't really stop our hand. Yeah, that was pretty insane for sure. So we've got Talisman, Talisman, Talisman. This Talisman can get an Abrupt Decay eventually. But I'm doing all of this underneath the Archon of Nymeria because obviously there's a basic Plains underneath the top of their deck. No? Okay. Well, that's good. All right. What can I do with this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, Crashing Fists. They got wheeled into a pretty bad hand and then top deck an ancient Tomb to let them cast Chalice of the Void, and all kinds of things happened. I'm trying to think of how best to play this hand, because I can Mind's Desire here, give my opponent all of the Wishclaw talismans, and it would be a Mind's Desire for 1, 2, 3. That's not very good. I think what I'm going to do is find an Abrupt Decay with the Wishclaw talisman that will not have any counters on it. Yeah. I'm going to find an Abrupt Decay. And then what I can do is Chain of Vapor my own Wishclaw talisman if I want. That way, I don't know. There's things I can do. End step. Let's Abrupt Decay the Chalice. Do I chain the Wishclaw to my hand? No. The second that they find a white source, then I'm just kind of done for. I had one anyway. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. I've got mana, but let's go one more turn. This Chain of Vapor is kind of excellent right now. There's 2 chalices down. If they top deck a white source, then I can Chain of Vapor the Archon of Nymeria. And they didn't have anything. Okay. Cool. So this Chain of Vapor is only increasing Storm, but I'm gonna want to Mind's Desire. Or can I present lethal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the Wishclaw Talisman is 9, 10. And this is a Burning Wish, 9. Yeah, I can peer into the Abyss right now. And I can Chain of Vapor along the way to generate some Storm. So let's tap these really quick. I love a good chain line. So let's just Rite of Flame really quick. Chain of Vapor, the Mox Opal, sack the Volcanic Island, Chain of Vapor the Comox, and I can, I guess, sack the Bayou, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. So let's activate here, find the Lion's Eye Diamond. Can we play around Mindbreak Trap? No, we can't. But I don't think that the decks have been playing Mindbreak Trap recently. Can we play around Mindbreak Trap? I guess we can. Can we play around Mindbreak Trap by Thoughtseizing now and then getting a Mind's Desire? You know, Yun, I think you're right. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, we're actually short. Because this Chromox doesn't imprint for anything. Okay, so not really. We can Mindbreak Trap, but that's about it. No, I don't really like emptying, giving my opponent all of these claws. So 5. It would need to be a Tendrils for 9. I don't think that we have that. Oh, Angus, come on. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is just a pier, and it's gonna get hit by a Mind Break Trap just the same as a Burning Wish would. So I think that I'm fine with this. 7. Yeah. It's 5, 6, 7. Okay. Just making sure. Okay, now we have lethal 6 ways from Sunday. We could have totally done the whole empty the Warrens thing, but instead it's going to get got by Mind Break Trap either way. And in this instance, we have a deterministic kill, whereas empty is determined by like what they have available to them. So another one for the good guys. Archon of Nymeria decks lose. Love that for us. So we are 2-2. You can see it right there. That's awesome. And we're going to, thankfully, have enough internet to get into the 5th and final round. And before that, let me tell you about how you can engage and make sure. Well, I've already played that, haven't I? Okay. Well, let me tell you about one of our other sponsors, Card Hoarder. I'm actually not renting any of these cards from Card Hoarder. I own these. But if you are a fan of the stream or a fan of Bryant's content as well, then a lot of the cards that we're actually playing with are from Card Hoarder. They sponsor the channel. So it's awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. Let me tell you about that while we are finding our 5th and final opponent.
With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/decklist.
Okay, and still in our queue for our 5th opponent, but let's see. You know, Nick, you're correct. I am really close to using up all my internet. They tried to cut me out a little early, and I told them, nay, I have internet for the day. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. But they finally restored it, I guess, and allowed me to finish the stream out, which is good, which is really good. So unfortunately, I do think that means that the middle of the YouTube video is going to be choppy. I'm going to need to kind of look at that before I finish posting it live. I don't think that there's anything I can do to salvage that, because this is just a live stream and the whole stream just gets plugged into YouTube. It was a John Pinette reference. Thank you for getting that, Ian. Yeah, I say nay. A fantastic stand-up comedian. Yeah, my ISP sucks, but there's no ISP that's like a good ISP in Oklahoma. So, plus I don't actually have a choice in the apartment that I'm living in. Part of the reason why I want to move. So they don't care about someone that doesn't have a choice in the internet. They don't have to compete, so they don't really work hard for it. So anyway, we are here for our 5th and final round, and we won the die roll. That's awesome. And we have a great hand. I don't think that this is... Yeah, name a better duo. Oklahoma and bad internet access. Apparently. Really hate to rag on Oklahoma like this, because it's really not that bad. It is not the podunk middle of nowhere that everybody thinks of as a flyover state, but neither is it a sprawling metropolis like everybody that lives here wants to think that it is. I'm going to keep this. I am going to do a little bit of let's see what my opponent plays, because I don't know if I want to go all in on a turn 1 Brainstorm. And I'm just not going to. I'm going to play a Verdant Catacombs and I'm going to pass the turn. We don't need to just jam. We have a Brainstorm. We've got plenty of artifacts. We are really good at playing Galvanic Relay. We obviously don't have it, but against a blue deck like this, kind of happy that I didn't just jam. Volcanic Island. Spooky. What is Verdant Catacombs and Volcanic Island? Really making our opponent think for it. Ah, Sean King. Yeah, you know what? I lived in Kansas City for a long time, and as soon as I leave, they put Google Fiber. It was one of the first cities to get fiber, and just, ugh. Oh well. Ooh, okay. Wasteland. I will Brainstorm. You know, it's really nice. Verdant now gets every land in the deck because the Volcanic is in play. So, that is something that's nice. Excuse me. Got cat hair all over. Okay. So, I think that we're good putting a Rite of Flame and a Bayou back. Rite of Flame, Bayou. Yeah. This Verdant is going to get an Underground Sea. Potentially. They're not doing anything. Okay. Oh, they have Stifle. Sure. Of course they do. That's fine. Drawing another land is not a problem. There's another Rite of Flame on top of my deck. Sure. Preordain and Stifle and Wasteland. What are we doing? Next turn, I'll consider brainstorming using the Mox Opal. We're going to be drawing a random card, and maybe that will allow us to kind of see what we're doing. Our opponent did miss their land drop, right? Yeah, they did. The knot. Yeah, probably the knot. Wishclaw Talisman. Okay. Well. Stifle mainstream again? No, I guess. Stifle is not great, but it is played, and in the decks that it actually makes sense, the Dreadnought Stifle decks, it's not bad. It's really not bad, because it's not a main game plan other than to facilitate this really cool A+B Stifle plus Dreadnought combo. Outside of it, you know, it's fine. So I played the Rite of Flame play around Days, and I'm hoping that this Wishclaw looks as unassuming as I can possibly make it. It doesn't. It eats a Force of Will. Ooh, Delver. Wait, are we actually playing Delver? What the heck? Okay. I don't want to... I don't know. I don't want to waste this storm. It might be mono blue Delver. Might not be. I don't know. Let's see what this is doing. Okay. Nothing. That's unfortunate. Oh boy. Well, our opponent isn't doing anything either. So they're not presenting a clock right now. Unfortunate that our Sean, yeah, well, there's the Delver. Okay. Sean, yes, Lion's Eye Diamond is pretty important, but that's also why we have Chrome Mox, Lotus Petal, and Mox Opal to kind of combat the cost of Mind's Desire, right? If you're casting it from hand or if you're tutoring it with Wishclaw Talisman, any of our artifacts are really, really excellent. But yes, Ian is right. LED is always important. Interesting. And they've got a Wasteland. I'm not as concerned about Wasteland. And they let me keep my green source. Okay. It's definitely mono blue, right? So I think we can all agree on that. What is this? Petty theft. Petty theft, my Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay. That's fine. I guess that turns off my Mox Opal, and if I replay the Lion's Eye Diamond, I'm playing into Force of Will plus Days. If they want to do that, then okay. Okay, now they have doubled their clock. They're attacking for 3, and then the Brazen Borrower will bump it up. This is the first unknown draw, so I'm actually going to not play anything out. We're not that far off from Mind's Desire. Hull Breacher. Would not have guessed that. I'm glad I don't have a Brainstorm in my hand. But I gotta win this turn. And it's not gonna happen. Yep. Okay. Mono blue Delver. Getting it done. Who would have thought? Okay. Normally, I would be... you know what? I'll take Abrupt Decays. And... I've got a sideboard guide. We can adjust on the fly a little bit. But, we can just see how the sideboard guide is going. Mono blue Delver is a little bit different, but Abrupt Decay, Tendrils, they still are gonna like potentially play Null Rod, right? And then we can have Mox Opal, Chrome Mox, and an Echo. We saw the Hull Breacher, right? And those are gonna come out. So that's just kind of fairly standard actually, but it does make sense. Abrupt Decays, if we do need to Echo, or to snag a Null Rod or something like that, and then the Tendrils for the Surgicals, right? So we're not completely dead to a Surgical Burning Wish. Hey Jason, you missed a lot of internet problems and fairly decent 2-2 league. We lost the Mirror and we lost to Death Shadow, and then we beat Maverick and What was the other deck that we beat? I don't remember off the top of my head. I would like to play first. I'm not gonna keep this. I am gonna keep this. This is actually much better. 2 lands. The Rite of Flame allows us to relay nicely. And we can put the Tendrils on the bottom where it belongs. Yeah, I know. My internet was doing so good, and then it just crashed all of a sudden. So, just kind of how it be. Ooh, whoops. Clicked one too many times. Let's play a land first, huh? It was initiative. Yes, it was Boros initiative. Thank you, Alex. Would I say a black Rite of Flame would be better than Cabal Writ? Oh yeah, absolutely I would. Yeah. Let me say it to the camera so you can clip this or whatever. A black Rite of Flame would be 100% better than Cabal Ritual. There you go. There's your sound bit. Okay, so I'm assuming that this is a stifle, and I don't want to relay into an open stifle, so I'm just not going to. You don't have to play into the thing that is very obviously shown. And now they're going to cycle. Okay. It's not a card I would have expected at all, honestly. Yeah, Ian, I really wish, but yeah, Newton, we're not going to get stifled on the Storm Trigger. We're just not going to play the Storm Trigger, or the Storm card. We're facing Mono Blue Delver. Really spicy one. And they're leaving up one more, like, they're leaving up a blue mana. There's no way I'm playing this relay right now. We can just brainstorm, find a land drop. Ooh. Okay. What if... No, I'm not going to try to bait out like a Spell Pierce right now, which I could. Like I could Lotus Petal, Mox Opal, Veil of Summer, and then Dark Ritual pay for it, and then relay, if we think that there's a Spell Pierce in the mix. But if it's a stifle, then I'm kind of not doing so hot. So the question is, do we think that they're on stifle or Spell Pierce? I cannot veil the stifle. The stifle is countering it, but this says spells I control can't be countered. Trigger can be. It's not getting any better. We know the top 2 cards are kind of a dud. So we're going to try to see, or we're going to see if there's a Spell Pierce in the mix. Even if they Spell Pierce, I don't think I'm actually going to Dark Ritual to pay, because that would be a chance for them to Force of Will and take me off of this relay. So I would actually just be relaying straight up. Okay. Force of Will. Okay. Do they just have a stifle? They probably just have a stifle, right? Am I gonna just walk into it? They had something else to do with 1 mana. They could be representing it and not have it. I didn't do this to not play it, right? You make a good point. They might not force of will if they have the stifle. This is quite the pause. Yeah, Newton. Yeah, it's not getting any better, right? Which is kind of what I was thinking. Like, we know the top 2 cards of our library aren't going to progress our game unless they're in a relay pile. So, we are playing into Stifle. This could be a fluster. There are several things that this could be. And I specifically didn't cast the Dark Ritual. Our opponent is pausing. Okay. Relay resolve. The storm trigger resolves. We'll see about Flusterstorm. Oh, thanks, Jason. It's the same music as always. Just on shuffle. It's the same playlist. Okay. They don't have Flusterstorm, presumably. These Rite of Flames are nice. I would like... Okay, action. Wishclaw Talisman. How about another relay? Nope. Okay, so it's just the Wishclaw Talisman, which... I don't know. We'll see. Surgical. Okay. That makes sense. So they have 4 cards in hand. And you know, my relay pile does actually cast a Mind's Desire. Now, Wishclaw Talisman needs to resolve for me to do that. Our spells need to resolve for me to do that. But it does Mind's Desire. Heck, it actually might just be straight up lethal because I have the Tendrils in the main deck and they're at 16. No, that's what they're 1 short. I need Storm 8 and I have Storm 7 with the Tendrils. So Rite of Flame, Wishclaw Talisman, Chrome Mox, Land's Eye Diamond, Dark Ritual, Tendrils of Agony. Murktide Regent, that's fine. So if I draw a Veil of Summer, I can kill him. Veil of Summer? Let's do it. Okay. Let's see. I have 3 cards in hand. Something tells me they have a force effect. Which, unfortunately, the Wishclaw Talisman is our only point here. Let's get Bayou. My cat. Okay. They know about the Dark Ritual. I can just see what happens. They have 3 cards in hand, Nick. Spell Pierce. Okay, well, I didn't play out the Rite of Flames first, which is my bad. But I am going to pay for this. Yeah, these pauses have been something else. Days. I will pay for that as well. Okay, they have 1 unknown card in hand. And we can kill them, I think. So. Unfortunately, we are not going to desire them. But they did cast enough spells to just make this lethal. Cool. On to game 3. That was weird. I really wish we could have desired, but that I'll take lethal instead, I suppose. So we did see surgical, so bringing in the tendrils was very good. Abrupt Decay. I mean, we have seen things like Hold Breacher. I haven't seen Null Rod yet. I think that that's fine still. I think that I'm okay with this plan. It's a good plan. So let's see what happens. I'm okay with this hand. Brainstorm is fine. No, Bloodstained Mire is the fetch land. Mind's Desire is, it's okay. We'll see what happens. I did have a chance to embrace the Desire. I embraced the Desire earlier, where I totally should have played something else, and I didn't. It ended up winning the game, but I'll play correctly, I guess. Okay, so here's the thing. If my opponent is stifling my fetch lands, I'm pretty okay with that. Force of Will, okay. Because they're not stifling my Galvanic Relays or other storm triggers. Wishclaw Talisman activations. Let's see what happens here. Stifle. Okay. How about I just play out a Taiga? I wonder if they have a wasteland to go along with this. I have lots of lands, at least. I'm lacking blue. I would like just draw an Underground Sea off of the top. Okay, not bad. I'm not gonna play straight into Daze or Spell Pierce or anything like that. We'll see if they tap out, which they probably won't. They have a Delver flipped and the Force of Will. So we've got plenty of things to do before trying a combo. This Mind's Desire is an excellent counter or a foil to their counter magic. We just aren't there on the blue sources yet. Like a Mox Opal would be great. A couple of Lotus Petals. Surgical. Okay, so they're just peeking. Sure. Can't really do anything about that, but they are taking a peek at my hand for 2 life. Hey Nardolphin, how's it going? You're in the last match of the league. Actually, the last game of the last match of the league for the positive record. And we are up against Mono Blue Delver with a flipped Delver in play, a Force of Will in hand, and 3 other cards. Burning Wish is nice. I think that I'm still saying go. Actually, I think I might cast Hymn to Torok. Brazen Borrower. Okay. They have 2 cards in hand. You like the non-Mind's Desire version better? Yeah, that's fine. I think I like this version quite a bit. Okay, so they're delving for a giant dragon. Arctide Region hits the battlefield. I have to win next turn. Best draw would be Veil of Summer. Survey says Echo of Eons. Okay, so this Burning Wish can get a Thoughtseize. To attempt a protected Echo. Only front protected, right? They could draw into their Stifles and their everything else. But I mean, that's what we got. We gotta play it. Hydroblast. Okay. That's going to resolve. If their last card is a surgical, I don't want to do anything too crazy. So I can't pay for that. I can't do anything. They are, thankfully, tapped out of Stifle now. Unfortunately, I don't think that did anything. 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. You know what sucks? Is that the Tendrils is in the main deck right now. Which is gonna kill me. Is that what's gonna kill me? Wow, I think so. I can frontside Echo. Wow, you got it. But it's completely unprotected. And I just drew 7 cards. So here's the thing. Here's what I can do. I can frontside Echo and hope that they didn't draw something. Or I can Burning Wish, go for a lethal Tendrils that's in my main deck. And if that doesn't work, what do I do? And like if I draw interaction, I can Veil to hopefully draw a Lion's Eye Diamond. That seems really, really bad. Okay, so it is just gonna be the frontside Echo, and if they got me, they got me. Daze, Force of Will, Force of Negation. Oh my gosh, that worked. What the heck? We are hanging on by a thread, and the thread has snapped. Isn't Veil already live from Hydroblast? It was. Yeah, it was live. Echo ended up actually being better, but our Echo didn't convert, which is unfortunate. We get to end the game. Not great. But the frontside Echo was an interesting. I'm surprised that resolved. Okay, so we lost against the Epic Storm. We lost it. There we go. We lost against the Epic Storm. We lost against Shadow, and then we beat Maverick and Boros Initiative, and then we lost to Mono Blue Delver. That's a little unfortunate. I think that the loss against Shadow was fine. That is a really tough matchup. I'm disappointed that we lost the mirror. I think that we had a lot of opportunities for good stuff there, and maybe our opponent was watching us. I don't know. That's some wild accusations to say. And then our Mono Blue Delver opponent, we just didn't get there. It was really close. But let's take a look at the deck really quick and wrap things up. So, version 14.8. Let me. This is miserable. I gotta actually organize this. We've got a sideboard that doesn't look like it should. And there we go. Okay. It's still a little. There we go. Okay, now we've got a deck that looks correct. So I think that this new iteration of the Epic Storm is a blast. I love Mind's Desire. It's so much fun, and I think that it's really competitively viable as well. Wishclaw Talisman coming back, pairing with Lion's Eye Diamond to go with an uncounterable line to get to Mind's Desire has been really cool. We also, so there's a few numbers running around, but with the action, quote unquote action of Wishclaw Talisman, Burning Wish, Galvanic Relay, Echo of Eons, Mind's Desire in the deck, this package of 17 cards, not even counting Brainstorm, a Mind's Desire for, 5, 6, 7 has a really good chance of hitting. And the Epic Storm has always been a numbers game, right? We don't play the slow, dirtily, can't adapt kind of deck that Ad Nauseam Tendrils has been in the past. They're working, they're adapting, right? We have played the numbers a little bit, and our deterministic kills come with a percentage attached to them, right? For the most part, right? Peer into the Abyss, pretty darn close to 100%. But turn over turn, if we relay into a relay into a relay, we're going to win that whole chain out. It's just not on the turn that we get the first relay. We'll just kind of snowball them into an insurmountable advantage engine. So I like this deck list. I know that we're already iterating on it. I'm going to run a little bit of an ad right before we leave here to tell you about our awesome members section. And it's a great opportunity to talk with some awesome like-minded Storm individuals that love casting cards with Storm on them. And you can support this channel by becoming a YouTube member, gaining access to our members-only Discord section, or you can become a Patreon and support our website and writers like me and the content that I make by becoming a Patreon member. We have really seen an influx of support, and we're so grateful to all of you for that. We've unlocked a Mind's Desire emote. We're about 10-ish members away from unlocking another emote, which who knows what that one's going to be. That one's pretty exciting. We have just absolutely shredded some of our expectations these past few weeks, and it's been really, really exciting to see. You know what? Forget the ad. You all know how to support us. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all that cool stuff. But with that all being said, I will see you all next Thursday. Make sure, just like today, to vote on what deck you want to see me play in the poll Thursday morning, or whatever time zone you're in, whatever time of day that happens to be. It was 8 Central, 9 Eastern. The poll goes live. So, without any further ado, I wish you all a good time, whatever time of day that ends up being for you. I'll see you around.